Good morning. Today we're going to be taking a look at XRP and the Sigma coin. So a little bit of a quick overview of where we've been up to this point and kind of how we're moving forward with our price action is we had our completion of our 5-wave move to the upside. And then we ended up having our larger ABC correction here with a WXY correction in the middle that caused a lot of confusion for a lot of people. So we had a 5-wave move up here, an ABC here, and then another 5-wave move to the upside here. So since then, we've been progressing pretty nicely, and we are now working on our final 5 waves down with the anticipation that we will move back down into this 291 region to ultimately find hopefully a bottom, but with a chance that we could still actually come down to the 284 region with this final gap that should be closed right here. So, but the good news is we're going to get this done with pretty quick. So we've got our 5-wave move to the downside, our WXY correction for our B leg to the upside. We've measured out this move, and we have 2 measurements here. So we have measurement, let me get rid of that one. We don't need this one. All right, so we've got measurement A, which is our A leg and our B leg measured, moved out, giving us a equal measured move of 291, okay? First target that we're kind of aiming for. We have a -1 deviation VWAP. As you can tell, we got up to this fair market value version, couldn't sustain it, and we're losing again, back testing this lower level. And then finally, we have a larger 702 potential gap retest and an 886 at 288. So basically anything in this box is worth buying at this point, in my opinion. So I will be scaling back into my spot position at this level, and then we looking for an opportunity to flip long from here. So the idea being that we will ultimately work our way down here with a wave 1, wave 2. This will be our impulsive wave 3, probably clearing the lows, a little bit of a bounce, and then one more kind of low coming in here for this wave 5 completion. And then we should be all done and maybe even wrap this thing up here by the estimation date of the weekend on Sunday. So this could take a while for it to kind of just work its way through and play out, but it's definitely accelerating on its breakdown here. And again, we can always go lower too into this region here, or even down to here, and still play out that way. So lots of liquidations needing to be swept. And so you can see here on the 2-week chart, here is all of the liquidity at 296. We have more at 293. There's more down here at 290. That's where I will be jumping back in. But we still have this kind of batch down here at 284 that could still be this gap close that comes into play. But for me, that's enough right there in that region. So, so this is just probably going to be a continuation of wave 3 moving to the downside. And then when we get done with this, we'll start talking about what's our next expectation of what we're going to be doing here. And the idea would be that after we complete that move, we would move up impulsively to the upside here, probably find some resistance, and then work our way back down with a corrective move. And then when we're done with that, this will actually end up being a higher low. And this is the trend in the area to long right here. So we can play this if we'd like, but realistically, that's the spot where you get confirmation that we hold the higher level, and we're then able to bounce and move out of here for the next leg. So, so this will be the ultimate thing that we're looking for, and you can see an example of it like right here, where we had the 5-wave move and then this correction with the higher low, and then that was the tell, or even this one right here. There was the 2 exact same structures, this one, and then again this one that told us we were getting out of here. So so yes, that's what we'll be looking for, something along these lines eventually, but right now it's just completing the correction to the downside. For me, the target of 291 is where I'm going to be re-entering my spot position, and then we have anything down here is where you could start taking your leveraged long position, not financial advice. So but yeah, so hopefully that's helpful. That's kind of what I'm seeing here today, but definitely accelerating aggressively. And we may be able to wrap this thing up maybe here before the weekend, maybe even faster. Let's say here, let's just do that. Yeah, that would take us to Saturday for me. So somewhere between Saturday, Sunday, is when we can expect that this should be hopefully wrapping up here late today, tomorrow. So, all right, thanks so much for watching. We'll check in tomorrow, and appreciate everything. And oh, let's jump over to Sigma. I totally forgot. Guess what's happening? As the market's collapsing, so Sigma. So we have a whole bunch of stuff going off here, but the main thing is that we have a 5-wave move to the upside, a larger completion that I was anticipating was going to be just like a flat structure possibly. So we end up doing a 5-wave move back down, or a WXY correction. We are right back into that area of the 886 at 132, and it is now on super sale, reclaiming this level. And so if you were looking to put an order in and start buying this asset, then you would have a downside potential risk of 3% before things start getting squirrely and you start losing this level, and we have to start looking for a potential lower level that we're aiming towards. So zooming ultimately out though, I'm still personally seeing this as this larger wedge back test being held here, as we basically have been just kind of grinding down at this level. So I suspect that this is like a completion of a bull flag. I'm sorry, a bullish falling wedge is how I'm looking at this. So a wedge within a wedge. So I'm seeing this kind of action happening here as this is tightening and constricting, and then eventually explosion to the upside. So, but we are beyond the area where we expected price action to take us to, and this is good. So now there's just some additional discounts, 1.27 million, amazing. So crazy to see, but we were here just not too long ago, and you saw how that reacted. So once this correction's over for XRP itself, I'm sure Sigma will also recover, and we just need to get through this first to get down into these levels, and then we can start working on some fun bouncing structures to have a better time with all of this. So, all right, thanks so much for watching, and we'll be checking in soon. Thanks.